All right, guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you a 1-minute tip that I gave to a recent student of mine that totally transformed how he hit his irons. I'm talking about gaining like 20 yards pretty quickly and us going from weak pulls and weak fades to the right to pretty high, nice draws on the target line. Now, on the ground here, I've got my 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock station that some of you have seen before. And this is the drill that I gave to my student that I want you to use. The 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock station is designed to help you learn to swing the club more from in to out. But how you do the drill and the sequence that I'm going to guide you through that I gave my student was really a big difference maker for him. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Now, I've got 2 clubs on the ground, like I mentioned, and the 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, for those who aren't aware, let's say the ball's 12. 1, 2, 3 o'clock is my toe line. This back club's on about 4 o'clock, if 3 is my toe line. And if the ball is 12, 11, the forward club's on about 10. So 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Now, the student that I was working with, like a lot of players that I work with, really struggle to hit the ball consistently solid because the downswing gets too far steep, too far over the top, or too far out to in. And anytime the club's coming from this direction out here towards the ball, you're always going to have to fix something later to try and hit the ball solid. Typically that's going to be standing up and stopping rotating, or some form of early release, right? Nothing good. So we want to get the club working from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And the more over the top you currently are, you know you're this golfer if you have big pulls and big fades, right? The more over the top you are, the more you need to feel this 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And the student I was working with was quite a bit over the top, like 10 plus degrees to the left. So here's how I had him do it, and this is what I want you to do. And the drill itself literally only takes a minute, maybe less. I want you to hold the club with your trail hand, right hand for a right-handed golfer. And I want you to make 3 swings with just your right hand and arm where you feel like you're taking the club and your arm and moving them back over 4 o'clock on the way back over 4 o'clock on the way down, and over 10 o'clock on the way through, right? So I'm gonna do this 3 times consecutively without stopping, right arm. 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'm trying to do that both back and through at the moment. Okay, so 3 with the right arm. And then I said, okay, let's do our left arm only and do the same thing. Back over 4, through over 10. Back over 4, through over 10. Back over 4, through over 10. 3 swings. Then I said, okay, let's put both hands on and do the same thing. Back over 4, through over 10. Back over 4, through over 10. Back over 4, through over 10. Now, 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock in terms of the swing path is way exaggerated in to out. And that's the point. If you're coming from this way, out to in, you've got to feel in to out quite a bit, okay? And I'll show you what to do if you're on the other side of the spectrum at the end of the video. But for now, what I'd like you to do is 3 right hand only, 3 left hand only, 3 both, and then we hit 1 shot, trying to feel like the arms are working over that same path. So imagine I just did all of those. I'm going to feel what it feels like to get those arms and club working from in to out, over exaggerated. And I'm going to hit a shot, full swing, just kind of neutral speed. I've got an 8 iron here, feeling like I'm taking my arms on that same 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And there's a nice high draw 8 iron. Ball probably drew about 10 yards, was maybe 15 feet left of the target, solid. I would take that all day long. And if you're playing and you're, someone who's shooting the 100s or 90s or even 80s, and you have that pull miss and the ball is a weak fade, like the longer the club, the more you weak fade it, and the shorter the club, the more you pull it, you're pretty much for sure on this pattern of too far out to in, and you need to do this part quite a bit in the beginning, right? So let's do that again. 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, right arm only. Now notice as I'm doing it, 1, 2, 3. On the way through, I'm having my arm, my hand, and the club feeling like it's going out to the right. Now, when I actually hit the ball, it won't go out that far. It's just a feel, okay? And as I'm going back, I'm taking it in over 4 o'clock. But Eric, I know you're not supposed to go too far inside during the backswing and takeaway. That's true. We can clean that up over time. I just want your brain having this feel of these arms swinging more from in to out, okay? Right arm only, 4 to 10, 1, 2, 3. Left arm only, 1, 2, 3. Now notice as I'm doing this as well, what does that club face look like? Right, I'm not being shy about letting this club face rotate. If I'm on this out to into the left pattern, pulls and weak fades, I'm almost for sure gonna have a club face that wants to stay too open too long. Higher dynamic loft, weak shots, no good. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of arm rotation to that, okay? If we overdo this into out path and overdo the closed club face, we're gonna hit really strong high bomb draws. Now, I don't know about you, but anyone I've ever played with and anyone I've ever taught who hits high bomb draws plays really good, right? They easily shoot in the 70s around par and under. It's like we want to have that sort of issue. But I told my student, hey, let's go ahead and let the toe get past the heel. So from face on, what that looks like is this, right? Over closing the club face a little bit, toe past the heel. I like to feel it with both arms first just to get that sensation, meaning just the right arm, just the left arm, and then take it with both hands in, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and give me that same sensation. I'm looking for a ball that's going to draw, quite a bit from right to left. So same thing, 8 iron, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And there's a nice one. That one didn't even draw too much. That's probably a 5-yard draw. Felt very effortless, tons of distance, tons of speed, pretty darn easy. Now, the player that I was working with also, and you may, if you've got this over-the-top motion, really struggled with a club face that was too open. Like I mentioned before, was very likely. I'm going to give you a video at the end on how to solve that because we had 1 or 2 little more feels here. But one more time with this, right arm 4 to 10, 1, 2. So with my right arm too, as I'm doing this, I like to feel like I'm getting some depth on the way back. I'm not taking the club straight back away from the target and up like this. I'm already coming from a pull miss, right, and slice. So I'm not shy about getting this in here. Get this back here behind my shoulder, right? So in, out. 1, 2, 3. I'm naturally having some body motion here, right? My weight's kind of shifting to my left foot. I'm going to let my body turn a little eventually. But right now I'm feeling a lot of arms, right? My body will move when I actually hit, but for the sake of the drill, I'm feeling lots of arms. 4 to 10. Okay, same sort of feel. And the same thing would work with a sand wedge or driver, right? Same thing. The point is to get the arms working more from in and out. Another very high, solid, we can put a little shot tracer on that, little 5-yard draw. So if you're on that end of the spectrum and you want to hit your irons like my player, student I was working with, literally, that drill, when I'm doing that, if you actually time it, right, we're talking about something that takes about a minute to do, right? It doesn't take that long to do that actual drill. If I'm going right arm only, left arm only, both arms, very, very quick. I had him do that 20 to 30 times, 2 to 3 times a week. And when I saw his swing a week later, the before swing, the shaft is way out here, and the after swing, the club's coming from inside. 20 yards longer, much more solid. Now, if you are the player who's already hitting the push and draw, and you're probably shooting the 70s already, maybe even better, and your ball overdraws, you still keep this 4 o'clock. You just take this out from 10 and move it over here to 8 o'clock. So we're still going to get some depth on the way back, right? We're still going to feel the same thing. We're still going to come from inside to the ball, but instead of continuing out to the right, you just bring that back in. So if you've got that already, higher level, you'll go in to the ball and then back in. But in the beginning, if you hit pulls and fades and you're shooting like 100, 90s, probably even 80s, you want to over-exaggerate this first. Get the ball drawn right to left, right? Can you overdo that? Absolutely. Make a lot of money, big tax bill. Good problem. Get this working in and out. But you just switch it from 10 to 8. Same thing, right arm only. Feel the left arm. Working in to in to in, and both sides. In to in to in to in, right? So 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and that'll be the part that'll take the curve off. That would take the draw off. I'll just do one with that. And there we could put a shot tracer on that. That ball didn't curve at all. Just about dead straight. So 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, right, is the main deal. Now, my player who I was working with, I mentioned, was struggling with a club face that was too open. And if you have that path out to in, you're very likely going to have that same issue. We solved that by strengthening his left hand grip and learning to twist the face closed to the shaft. I'm going to go ahead and put a card on the screen that shows you exactly how to do the same thing. Watch that one next. If you haven't subscribed already, we're on the road to 400,000 subscribers. We'd love to hit that this year. Would love for you to click that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for watching.